But we took the bike and went on the other side of town. Now he might be broke at this point. So when we go to these people's house, I stay on the bike. Now I'm already leaning on the handlebars, but that's how small I am. He ain't even on the bike. He walked up the steps, and I'm noticing, like, I'm paying attention to guys sitting in the rocking chair, you know, thug guy, you know, Detroit type, with a shotgun.
Now, you talked a lot about your mom, like, during that rough period of her life. So, what about your pops?
No pops. Like my pops pulled off a couple moves, like some scandalous stuff, like when I was around him. But other than that, it wasn't no pops. Excuse me.
Wasn't no pops.
Wasn't no, I had 3 big brothers, and they wasn't there. They were just there to cause, you know, a little strain and pain, and, you know, add to, you know, they hit me on to all the hardship. Like, everything I was green to, they hit me on to it.
Like, for example, as far as like
saying, look through the keyhole right now.
Damn.
And then you look through the keyhole and you actually get a chance to see what was going on. And my mom would try to be smooth and clog the keyholes up so we couldn't see. But my oldest brothers, they got tired of being, you know, because I think they might have got a year or 2 of getting took care of. So, you know, they missing the feeling. I never felt it. So they missing it. So they bucking it. So they thinking it's going to get better. Like, you know, because they remember it being better. So they like, oh, it's going to get better. We just got to stay on moms. But it just, you know, like it just lasted too long.
Man. So he said, so no father, because the only reason I'm asking about your pops, it seemed like that would have probably been a benefit.
Say, but then it's crazy because I still ain't got no pops.
You still don't have a relationship with him to this day?
Right. Or no other pops. Or no step pops, no side pops. Like my youngest son grandfather is the closest thing I ever had to a pop. He don't know that, but it's like I never even had a father figure. Like the niggas who came up in my life, they was all like, you know, thugs, gangsters, criminals, crooks. Like they was leading in the wrong direction. Like I started throwing rocks and sticks at police cars and shit. Like that's what my father figures wanted me to do.
Do you
like,
know? I'm sorry. Go ahead.
They wanted me to run the cops off. They wanted me to be the guinea. You know, so it started like that. I didn't go to bowling or fishing or swimming I went swimming on my own, but you know, like ain't nobody take me to none of those things. I didn't play sports. I didn't have no support. You know, I didn't have insurance fee for the box to play football, basketball, and you know, all that uniform to dress out in PE. I ain't had none of that shit, man.
Damn.
I was just thugging it and living.
Do you know if your pops is still alive?
I hope so. I'm gonna go to Detroit and try to find them. I'm gonna go try to find them.
But all of these, so you talking about decades, no contact?
No contact. I talked to somebody in jail, but I don't even know if that was him. Just because people was trying to, you know, bridge that gap for their benefit.
You said it was 5 of y'all.
Right.
Before your sister brought her daughter into the world. Where do you fall on the totem pole? Like,
I'm number 5.
You the youngest?
Yeah. And when she had the baby, they was gone. My oldest brother was either in jail or out of town.
So if they plugged in with YBI and all of that, I just hear about just the documentaries and stuff, like the money they was making, they weren't contributing to the household?
Nah. It didn't work like that, and it happened so fast. Like, say for instance, like my mom probably would have played them if she could have, and probably did as long as she could, but I didn't know because I was too young to actually be in part of the YBI, but I'm right there with them. So, you know, it's like what they do, I do if they there. So eventually for them to come up or make a change, they had to leave. So what they did is they would go and then they would come back. Then they would go and then they would come back and they would go and they would come back. I was too little. I couldn't fit none of their clothes or nothing. So it was like, it wasn't nothing I could get. And like my old P. Bleezer was like, you got to just come. He was like, you got to come.
Yeah.
Like, so I knew it was hard on him. He ain't had no daddy neither. But he like, you got to come out in the streets with me. If you want to wear these big jackets and wear some troops and some fresh jeans and all that, you got to come on and do what I'm doing. And just, that nigga was probably 9.
Damn.
Or 10.
Man, so you did mention, I saw in another interview, that you said you had like a couple of memories of your pops, but I didn't know it was to the extent where you didn't have no relationship. But you shared a story. You said that it was an incident where you was riding on the handlebars.
Yeah, one day. And then it's crazy because it all happened in one day. And I used to try to think and try to put it on multiple days, but it all happened in one day.
Talk about that.
And okay, like it all started that he was coming to get me. Pops was coming to have Pops Sunday. And I was glad. So like, okay, cool. Now this nigga show up walking. I never seen him drive. He never drove. I never seen my mom drive. She never drove. So keep in mind, bro. Just think how life is by itself when your parents is walking and always walk everywhere they go. Or that's how it was. So I was a walker. So first thing was stop was a store. And he encouraged me to steal. And I felt good because I was already stealing, but I just, he didn't, I didn't, I was stealing with my brothers and for moms and home. So, I'm with Pops, I'm thinking it's a different ball game, even though I knew he was still an addict and shit, but he encouraged me to steal. So I'm like, okay, cool. We going on that kind of day. So we walk in the store. I don't know if we walked in together, well, can't remember that, but I know I stole something and I got caught. And when I got caught, this nigga was nowhere in sight. So the people at the store now, I want to say, are Arabs. Arabs is family to black people in Detroit. And, so these Arabs is like family. So, they don't hate me. They not saying they gonna kill me or, this ain't that, buy now, get out. It's a different attitude with Arabs. So, they like, well, you gotta stay right here. So, they give you the full, if you're hungry, if you need it, or, that attitude. Eat it right now. That's the type of vibe they give you. Because in Detroit, you don't cooperate with the people coming to the store. When Devil's Night come, they gonna burn your shit down. That's just how it go. So the people in the store a little bit more, nice to the community anyway. So
I understand it, huh?
Yeah, so like you could run a tab and all that, but this just wasn't my preference store, like right around the corner. So they was like withholding me. So I might have stayed in there so long I thought he was gone and never coming back. Like even the people in the store was trying to figure out what was the next move, because they wasn't into calling the police and all that. And just all of a sudden, he showed back up. So when he shows back up,
You want to stop it, bro?
yeah.
All right.
So after all this time, I'm thinking he not gonna show back up. Like I'm basically, clueless. He showed back up. Boom. Now, when he show back up, he have an attitude like, he mad and boom, 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 boom. So whatever happened, we quickly leave out the store. So we leave out the store. He ain't saying nothing, I'm thinking, okay, everything finna continue. So we take a couple, walk this way, cut that way, a few cuts. He pull out his bag. Now, keep in mind, he had a bag, like a gym bag. Now this nigga got the works in his bag. So he just used me for a guinea pig to get caught while he make it out with a whole bag full of shit. So, now I get it. I'm like, okay. But I'm happy because I know we got food. This nigga got bread, meat, mayonnaise. I knew he had bread, meat, mayonnaise for sure. Chips, some other shit. So I'm like, wow, like, okay, cool. Because I was pissed for a second because I felt like you left me. And you really encouraged me to do it. But then you was really getting away with your shit and you had to take it so far because you couldn't bring it back in the store and you didn't want to leave it outside. So that part turned into that. That worked for the better. So we end up going to somewhere Belle Isle. Now we walking. So we had a hike. And he had like I said, he had a book bag. So, you know, the bag wasn't heavy, but I couldn't wait till we got to the picnic tables because I knew we was finna eat. And it was just me and him and all we had. It was like, I'm finna get a belly full. So we set up, we get a belly full. Now they got the YMCA over there doing what they doing because the YMCA was always a part of everything. So they had like camp going on over there. So it might have been summertime. I didn't know when from summer then, but it had to be summer because this Detroit. But I want to say it was still snowing. But it was like still icy ground. So it might have not been summer. But who knows in Detroit. But anyway, so we eating. He talking to a lady. He talking. Boom, 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 then da-na-na-na-na. And so in the process, like, he telling me, like, look in her purse. So I'm like looking, and he like, I'm looking, and he like, looking. So I guess I wasn't sharp enough. So he say, he throw across some kind of way to a child playing with the other children, but the child had some Jordans on. And he made the woman think some kind of way we knew the child was kin to him or kin to me or something. Because he told me to go get him. And in the process, I go get him. We come back and, you know, he asking me about the shoes. You know, you like them shoes? You want to woo, 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 woo. Now, the whole time, he done pieced up the woman and the kid to take the shoes off. So, now, I can't remember step for step, but I can remember leaving with the shoes on my feet. I'm the happiest kid in the world. Jordans. These was Jordan 1s, the red, black, and...
Classic.
Yeah, so I'm the happiest child in the world.
In good condition.
Brand new.
Damn.
But as soon as we get around the corner, you got to take them off, son. I'm like, take these off? What? You got to take them off. And I want to say I was barefooted from the time I took them off to the time he sold them and bought me some shit stompers out of the money he sold them for. So he must have got a good 50 or something because he bought me some shit stompers, good $10, $5 from McCory shit stompers. And that's how I remember it was still ice on the ground because he was able to drag me. I ain't even have to walk after that. We was walking so much, I was tired. In Detroit, when you little and they pull you, he was just pulling me. I just jump when we get to the curve. Boom, shit stomper, slide on the ice all the way home. But anyway, we end up after we slid, after he pulled me all the way through GM.
Slid.
Yeah, I remember like GM must got a street run through it that was long as fuck because they had the walls and they had the paint GM letters on it, but he slid me all the way through there and then we made it to a neighborhood. And I guess that's what he was going to smoke. So he was cool. We was cool. Like he knew a few people around and you know he was that nigga, whatever. And he got a bicycle. Like a nigga gave him a bike or he bought it, I don't know. But we took the bike and went on the other side of town. Now he might be broke at this point. So when we go to these people's house, I stay on the bike. Now I'm already leaning on the handlebars, but that's how small I am. He ain't even on the bike. He walked up the steps and I'm noticing like I'm paying attention to guys sitting in the rocking chair, you know, thug guy, you know, Detroit type with a shotgun. You know, like I didn't know if it was a BB gun or what or not, but I just knew it was a long shotgun. And everything was just, you know, they rapped about what they rapped about. Then he got on the bike and we took off. We got in the street. Wow, I heard a shot. And then when I heard the shot, you know, he like trying to cover me, but he trying to like haul ass. Cause this 10 speed, this ain't no truck, this is 10 speed. So I'm like narrow. He like trying to cover me, but he like trying to haul ass. But then I felt like me guiding the bike with my weight. So he had to fell off the bike.
Wow.
And I went a little further before the bike fell. And then soon as it fell, like I'm in Detroit, I ain't lame. So I know, danger. So soon as I fell, I hauled ass between some people's house. Because, like I don't know what like if he dead, they finna kill me, what I'm gonna let do. So I hauled ass between some people's house. And I guess, by people being on the same street, they knew them. So they, embraced me. Like, Lil one, bro, this what happened, be cool. You gonna go take you to your mom and all that, just be cool, won't say nothing. Cause they didn't even want me to go back out there. So they just kept me cool, cause I remember the ambulance coming and all that and not seeing my daddy no more. And then eventually they took me home to Algonquin and I got home. And from there, I ain't see him again for like maybe a month. And then when I saw him, he was bandaged up at his mom's house in the basement where he was staying, my grandmother. And he tried to get my mom a story. And I guess she was still saying, come on with something, but that didn't work. And that was my last time seeing him.
Damn, man. So
Yeah,
prior to that, you pretty much, he could have lost his life, you could have lost your life.
Right.
Your first time really kicking it with your dad.
Right.
Like,
that after all them nights and days waiting on dad to finally come.
that one day
when
you
he
get
came,
caught stealing. You get some Jordans, you think Jordans, he take them to go sell them. He gets into it. Did it even look like they was arguing when they was talking?
Who?
Him and the dude with the shotgun.
No, he jacked them. Like I say, we went somewhere first walking. And they, he was like
With
cool.
the bicycle, yeah.
So this must be where he's blowed the rest of the money at. Because like they got little churn out playing. I'm outside sitting on the steps while all this transpiring, and it's cool. But then we leave from here on the bicycle. And like almost cross town, but where we went, it's like he must have jacked them and tried to pull off.
Oh, that's what it was.
Yeah, and that's how it turned out.
Shotgun. Yeah, that's crazy. Why even try?
Nigga plucked him, and then he had the good thing that he shielded me because shotgun got buckshots.
Spread.
So he basically shielded so wouldn't none hit me, but I was little anyway, just but.
You said a month later you saw him.
Yeah, and he was still bandaged up, and like he was trying to get up and iron something, but I was getting older. I was realizing that, that this wasn't it, but I still loved him. I still was like I thought I was like a spitting image of him. I thought like, that I was gonna be like him, and I feared being like him. That's why I was like, I'm not gonna get on drugs because I don't want to be like my dad. I don't want to be like my mom. I want to love him. I want to take care of him. I want to help him. I want us to be around after all this over and see what we've been through and how we made it and celebrate. But other than that, nah.